Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win. I'm on 10. Hello, I'm Himothy. I got the recipe. I got the flow. I got the remedy. I know they do. I know they envy me. Feet on the floor. What they gon' say now? We came along from last place, bottom to top at a fast pace. Out of this surf, I get touchdown. I take a loss, get it back 8. I'm in the gym putting numbers up. You're never there, you got bad traits. Never excuses or cover-ups. Learn from the losses and bad breaks.
Yo, we're back. And I have some exciting news. So in this video, we're going to be hanging out in the lizard shed here. I say that pretty loosely because there's actually still a handful of frogs here, but they're going very, very soon. But realistically, it's practically all lizards at the moment. I've got one little gillini over here. I've got 6 gillini in here at the moment. Let's see if we can see some heads popping out. I'm not sure if we will. It's kind of getting to that time of day where everything's starting to calm down. There's a few Kimberleys just here. They're kind of just chilling out. Ooh. Pretending that I can't see them wedging down into the little rock crack against the wall there. But yeah, other than that, I have this ginormous little pit down here. But yeah, as you can see, there's actually heaps of decor and stuff that I've taken out of here recently. And there's a good reason for that, because essentially I've come home with a couple of bags there. So yes, that's right, I do have a couple or more critters in those bags there. I was lucky enough to kind of have the opportunity afforded to me where I could pick up a whole group of Gidgee skinks, and I just couldn't say no, especially when I've already kind of fallen in love with Gomez here. So what I'm hoping to do is introduce the new Gidgees to my old Gidgee, and there's actually a couple of Gidgees that are in these bags here that are actually for a friend as well, so I've got to pass them on to him after I kind of select my group, if you will. But what I'm thinking is, because Gidgees, being part of the Agurnia group, are a little bit, they form tight-knit family groups, and my worry is that Gomez, being a lone Gidgee, isn't going to get on with them. So what I've done is I've taken out a lot of the decor, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to put a couple of drops of paint on the back of Gomez, just like acrylic non-toxic sort of paint, just so I know Gomez is Gomez. And we're going to introduce these guys to him at the moment. And yeah, what will happen, who knows, but at least I should hopefully be able to tell who Gomez is really easily. So if Gomez needs to go and live elsewhere in another tank here, then I can make that happen. He'd probably be fine in with Acorn the shingleback. He'd probably be fine in with Sonic, obviously, the bitter dragon. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip this camera around. We're going to open up these bags after I find Gomez and give him a little paint job, just to make sure we know who he is. But everybody else in here is doing really, really well. So we've got Merlin the shingleback. We now know that in fact he is a male, because him and Acorn decided to finally show their true colours to each other. So we are confirmed male shingleback. Beautiful, beautiful skink. He is actually a really, really sweet skink actually. Oh, I'm just going to get dirty, who cares. And then down underneath where the bags actually are is Stubbs. That's his favourite spot. Stubbs isn't going to be in here for much longer either. I'm kind of just finishing up some preparations of the outdoor pit as we speak, and Stubbs will be going out there with the Cunninghams. But down under here is somewhere, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I'll just do it. That's a heavy log. There's Gomez. Now Gomez has been a lone Gidgee skink for a fair amount of time now, so we're going to have to catch Gomez here, have a bit of a look at him, and here we go, buddy. You're okay. You're okay. Okay, so this is little Gomez. Beautiful little skink. But what we're going to do is we're going to just give him a little bit of paint, just to make sure that we know who is who. So I'll probably just put a couple of drops on his back, maybe one on his tail, just little indicator marks, and then we'll release these other ones in here and kind of see what happens. And if I need to pull Gomez real quick, I can, and we'll just kind of watch him for a sec. So we actually have a group of 7 Gidgee skinks in these bags here. There's 2 bags there. Out of those 7, 5 are for me and 2 are for another friend. So we're going to go through and try to figure out a group. So yeah, we're going to have a little group here in this pit. And yeah, we're going to try to figure it all out anyway as we go. So this will be a cool little skink pit, I reckon. It's going to be pretty mad. So Gomez is a really cool little skink, and I'm sure these other ones are going to be just as cool as he is. I really just want to make sure that we know he's actually him, because like most things with these communal species, you kind of got to go in expecting the worst if you're trying to introduce a new member. And I really don't want to see him kicked out or anything. And like, he does have a couple of other identifying marks per se, but at the same time, it's easier to be able to see him with like a little dot of paint or something like that on him. And this will just all shed off with his next shed anyway, so there we go. Seems really unnecessary, but I'd rather be able to see clearly who is who in this situation. I really don't want him to get hurt, and if I can just move him into another tank, I will. But at the end of the day, if he can get on with the other community members out of these skinks here, then that's awesome too, because then he's actually, you know, part of a community again, especially when he's a communal species like that. Alright, so I'm going to let Gomez go, and then we'll have a look into these bags and actually see who's here. Go and dry up, buddy. He's probably going to get sand and all sorts caught in that, but that's okay. It should just be able to be some form of indication. I feel sorry for him, but he'll be able to hide over in there in a sec. So I'm pretty excited. Like, these are a new species to me, pretty much, but with having the Agonia depressor for a while, which are very, very much similar animals to these, you know, arid forests and stuff like that is where gidgeys are found, and rock cracks and all sorts. So I was lucky enough to see these guys very briefly in the wild in South Australia. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this, because as you know, like when you see Gomez, they're practically just like a giant depressor, a giant brown depressor. So we'll see how we go here. I'm not sure if I'm going to get nipped or what the story will be. It might just be an explosion of skinks out of a bag, to be honest. Oh, there's number one. Look at the colours on the belly on them. I'm not sure if that's going to come out very well on the camera from this angle, but they're super orange. Orange on the flanks. Beautiful skinks. Chunky, spiky tails too. Like, that is a gorgeous looking animal. There we go. That's a bit of a better look at the colours. Seriously good looking skinks. They're probably all going to run away in this sort of situation. And there's Gomez with his 4 dots, looking like probably a bit like a domino or something. So these guys are a family group, so it will be a bit of a shame to split them up, but I can't keep all of them. It's probably just not feasible. Interestingly enough, Gomez is actually sniffing around that other bag over there. So it's pretty interesting. So we've got a couple of animals that are probably younger animals, a fair bit smaller. Ooh, little mouth open. Not so happy there, are you, Mr. Chap? Got beautiful blue tongues to them as well, which is quite cool to see. Yeah, there's another 3 animals there, including this giant chunky one. Potentially could be a big boy or a big mama. I'm no good at sexing these things. Some people say like shorter tails are girls, stockier heads are actually girls, or stockier animals are girls, but we'll let these guys go down in here. Oh dear. He had a little swipe then. This is actually a little bit crazy. There's just animals running everywhere. Kind of a little bit mental. Alright, bag number 2. Oh, this was just a deal I just couldn't say no to, hey. I'm a bit of a sucker like that sometimes, as you guys probably could tell from getting the last lot of skinks into here. It was pretty unreal. Like, look at this little guy. He's just so cute. I can't wait to have these guys in here just eating heaps of vegetation and bugs and all sorts of good stuff. It's going to be a mad little indoor pit. Okay, so a few more animals into this bag here. Definitely some chunky individuals in this bag. So there's another little one. Little one, I say, you know, lightly. Oh, this one's a savage. He's had a big day, so it doesn't surprise me whatsoever that he probably wants to take a good swipe at me here. I can't blame him. You know, at the end of the day, these little guys want to defend themselves. Little Merlin down here just has absolutely no idea what's going on. he's had like a whole group of little crackerjacks essentially start running around him. Haven't you, bud? Alright, we'll get the other two out. Then I've got to try to decide which ones I'm keeping. That's the interesting part, right? It'd be pretty convenient if these things like popped a hemipoon or something along those lines to be able to show me who's who. Somebody even pointed out recently to me that some of these Agurnia almost have like these little spiky plates that cover their little ear holes as well. And these guys have them as well. Like they could use those if they wanted to try to defend themselves a little bit, to actually kind of, you know, give you a little jab or something along those lines. It'd be pretty crazy, but it's definitely possible. It's actually funny watching Gomez at the moment, because Gomez is actually just sniffing one of these new guys. Oh, you would have a go too, do you? They're little savages. Look at that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Tempting fate a little bit there. Not really. They're cool little animals though. They're really cool. I just got no idea who I want to keep now.
Well, somebody's already not playing nice, Mr. Gomez. That's not a good sign of things to come, mate. The last thing we need is for you to be a bit of a naughty boy, especially unsupervised too. Luckily, you also, regardless of the white spots, you actually look a little bit different to these guys too, so you're going to stand out pretty good for me, I reckon. But I'd hazard a guess that if he's already doing that now, there's a chance that it might get worse, and there's also a chance that some of these other animals might actually also partake the same sort of rituals as what Gomez is getting on. And it's only natural, you know, he's been in here for a little while too, so he wants to defend himself a bit. So that's all understandable, but at the same time I don't want to risk any animals, and these guys can be little savages, so I am thinking that I will probably end up moving Gomez into another tank and we'll just be doing a little bit of animal Tetris again. Hey Stubbs.
This is kind of such a wig out, but look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little guys here, and I think there's somebody under here. I can't remember. Nope. Maybe they're under the log that I'm sitting on. But oh, there's another one over there. Yeah, I can see a little nose sticking out over here. It's pretty crazy just to have this many critters in a little pit. And then me being the weirdo that I am, I just come and sit in it and enjoy spending a little bit of time in here. He's going after another one. I got to stop this, hey. Alright, so I think I'm just going to call it, because I really don't want to risk anything else here. So I think Mr. Gomez here, he's going to be parting ways and coming inside, so he can come into one of the smaller tanks. I've actually got a tank that's currently empty that he could just have a nice little home in, so maybe that'll even be it. It's one of the smaller Gillenai tanks, which would be plenty for him. It's already set up ready to go, so maybe we'll just do that as he adjusts to indoor life, and then maybe go with Sonic or something like that. We could always have a play around. That's going to be the smart move, because he's just starting to rip on all these guys. Again, defending his own home and stuff like that, but we could always readdress it at a different time or something. So here comes the hard part, where I've actually got to decide who I want to keep and who I'm going to hand over to the other fella. I'm not 100% sure, but I want to keep obviously a mix of the small ones and the big ones. So, you know, I do have 5 to choose from, so that's, you know, worked in my favour, I suppose. But there's actually a handful that are the size of this little guy here. Whoops, sorry man. Man, they're just racing all around my feet and stuff. Obviously stressed out. I think that one's a keeper. I just love the colours on that animal. I like how it's almost like a bread light, kind of goes from, hypo in the front to a little bit melanistic in the back, with that black pigmentation. I think underneath there is one of the bigger lizards, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, there's two under there. Okay. So yeah, I like the idea of keeping that big chunky one too. I don't know. This is just like kid in the candy store stuff, really. I'll get this log out of here. Not this log, this rock for the time being. We'll just have a real good look, hey? We'll get everything out. Alright, 1, 2, where are we here? Oh, there's 3. Where are you guys? Maybe they must all be in this log. Oh yeah, there's a good stack on. Okay. I legitimately have no clue. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick 2 at random and send those to my friend. And then I'll leave these guys be to settle in for a little while, I dare say, because they're going to be packing it. Apparently Stubbs is really interested in the tripod, like the little gimbal that I've got. He's full climbing it. Oh mate, come on. Funny little bluey. Okay, so I've made my decision. There's kind of like this brighter one down here, a couple of darker ones up there. You can kind of just see them right out over here. And then down here we kind of got like some middle of the road colours as well. And it's a mix of sizes. And I'm actually pretty sure, I don't know, but going off some visual cues, I'm pretty sure I got Sammy a pair. Alright, I'm going to pop everything back in so everyone starts feeling a bit more comfortable and just let them all settle now. It's still pretty cool though, I'm not going to lie. Having a little pit that I can just come and sit in with a bunch of lizards and feed them, and once they become comfortable and stuff too, I'm sure they'll really suit this little environment. And I wouldn't be surprised that if eventually, maybe not this season, but eventually maybe I'll even get a few baby gidgies out too, which would be pretty cool. It's been a while since I've bred any skinks, and I haven't bred any spiny tail skinks before, so that would be pretty mad. But yeah, they're going to love out here. Guys too, if you haven't seen the video of me building this, it's only a recent one to the channel, but just for your reference too, this is a 6 foot by 4 foot by 2 foot pit, so it's a decent sized box by most means. They're all going to have enough space, especially once they all kind of start jamming into that log, generally being secretive like gidgies and spiny tail skinks will be. And as I said, Stubbs will be coming out of here eventually too, so there'll be a bit more room even with him out of here. So these are a couple of the smaller Gillenite tanks that I have. Actually, one's still out. Don't know what you're doing out. But I'm actually going to put Gomez over into this tank here. So you can see that I've kind of given it a bit of a restructure recently. Couple of reasons. A, the Gillini that's in here is now in one of the tanks behind me. Pretty sure it was a girl. It's been here for ages. It's been for sale for ages. So anyway, another one for me, laughing. And yeah, I just thought, you know what, I'll give it a bit of a restructure, grab a bunch of the wood and stuff from outside. There's a whole bunch of hollows and stuff like that in there too. So I kind of figured that, you know, if this all didn't go to plan, then we got a bit of a backup plan for Gomez, so he's not kind of like out of home or anything like that. I still want to give the lizard a home at the end of the day, so I'd rather do that for now. And right now I've got the space for him to be in that tank by himself, so I may as well do that. Or worst case, you know, he could go down here with Acorn or over with Sonic or something like that in the future. So let's pop him in here. You can see I've got white paint all over me from holding Gomez in this hand, and we'll give him a little bit of a chance to go and settle. Apparently you wanted to taste test all your new inhabitants, and that's a bit more room for most of those inhabitants out there. All right, you can go and have a play around in here, find your way around, and yeah, you can be in here for now. Personally, I'd recommend that log. That's a nice big hollow one, but I'll let you find your way. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that little bit of an unboxing type video there. I'm really stoked to have these animals amongst here. I'm kind of leaning into skinks a little bit because I kind of find the fact that they're pretty easy to feed and easy to keep a bit refreshing. And you know, like things like these Agonia, obviously they want to eat some bugs and stuff like that too, but being able to supplement their diet with, you know, other foods like salads and dried foods and all sorts of stuff, you know, it just makes my life a little bit easier. And when these deals came up for these skinks, where essentially people are kind of going like, hey, get me out of a pickle, would you like to do this? And it's stuff that I haven't experienced really before. You know, even just doing like that shed build, for example, like having that like that is such a cool thing. And you know, once these animals become really comfortable and be able to be fed by my kid and stuff like that, it's just about trying to encourage that next generation of herp keepers, or you know, at least animal lovers and appreciators. You know, that's my main thing with Finny is, you know, I don't care if he doesn't want to do this for himself, you know, he's going to be living it, but at the same time, if it's teaching him that appreciation for the critters, and if he can kind of get a little bit more hands-on with a few bits and pieces that are easier like that, versus like, you know, some small monitors and stuff like that aren't like obviously age appropriate for him right now, then it's a win-win, and I get to experience something new too. Alright, well, without me waffling on any further, thanks for watching this video. Please, if you can, drop it a like, drop it a comment, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already subscribed. I know tons of people out there watch me but aren't subscribed, and it kills me. I'd really like that because that'll help me kind of boost up in those numbers a little bit. Don't forget too that if you do want to go and support me further, you can go and check me out over on Teespring and Patreon. Patrons get early access videos and little extra tidbits, kind of like sneak peeks and stuff like that too. So, and from time to time, you know, when I have a chance, I'm going to be doing some Patreon only videos and stuff as well. So that'll kind of hopefully give you something else to kind of look forward to. Quite often I'll kind of do like little update videos and stuff where it might just be me kind of talking about what I've got going on, but yeah, you know, some Patreon only videos and stuff from time to time would be great too. So I'm not going to keep waffling on because I've already been doing that for far too long. I'm too excited, I'm too all skinked up. Until next time guys, take it easy, I'll catch you then.
Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win. I'm on 10. Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win. I'm on 10.